Michael Jai White, The Art of Clout Chasing. Big time. You're talented, dude. But how come you didn't fight? Because you wanted to be an actor. Now, how come you're not doing 5,000 this and that and writing books and people are like using your name to build up millions and millions of dollars? You know, like how you diss Bruce Lee so much, like as if he's strictly an actor. An actor doesn't need to train everything like that at that level, what he was doing, because the camera's not focusing on the real callousing of the body and things like that. It doesn't require any of that. It requires just the movements and the editing and, you know, the graphics and stuff like that. But you gotta ask yourself, you know, look at his routine. So everyone's lying, huh? Except you. You know? So you gotta look at his routine and think, why did Bruce Lee train to that level? To master inner pain, the joints, the vessels, the nervous system, the limitations of the flesh, where you go beyond that through the subconscious and conscious thought and heart and whoever his belief was in. Hopefully he believed in Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? He'd be up there in heaven with us when we go. You know what I mean? If not, that's pretty sad that he's not there. But anyways, who knows, right? God only knows that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, you know, there are people that are of the world that Bruce Lee talked about, you know, and his friends talked about that were beyond Bruce Lee's level. And Bruce Lee was at level 10, and Daniel Santos probably at level 3 or 4. You know what I mean? And they say he's good, right? But the level of control and discipline and extreme level of repetitious and how to summon adrenaline at will, how to, you know, use every part of your body. The guy was mastering the eyesight, you know what I mean, like everything. He was doing everything constantly. You just got to read about him, study about him, stop listening to what people are saying if you're doubting him, because he was not training to be an actor. Man, you could be overweight and just, you know what I mean, be trained as an actor. Look at Steven Seagal, you know what I mean? That's an actor, you know what I mean? How come all the people that he sparred against are so tiny and so small? Yeah, he may be able to teach, but what about the level of true fighting and application? Everyone said that Bruce Lee was at a level that no one can match. That's why he had all these champions in his movies. And you really think at that time, hey, give me the $5,000, let me lose my whole entire reputation? Because in the movie you're projecting that you're better than me. Because in real life, he is, and he proved it to them. All. Not without having to even fight them. By just showing them certain things and don't know. Feel the wind. Let me see your wind versus my wind. All right, let's see this. Let's see that. Squeeze my arm and squeeze your arm. They said it was like hot marble. It was like heated steel touching him. You know what I mean? The guy was extremely beyond what the physical body could take. You know, and he mastered everything in terms of diet. You know, he knew he had to have a certain level of body fat that he had to intake daily, because his level of body fat was very light, very low. So for him to be able to not get sick and things like that, he had to do the right healthy body fat, avocado, coconut, whatever applied to his body, along with a lot of herbals from his ancient customs, you know what I mean? So Michael Jai White, that's basically a guy that wants to make money after bringing his name and get views. If not, you should specifically talk only about yourself and never even bring him up. No one's asking you questions about him. No one asks you nothing. The people that ask you stuff about him are trying to get views for their own channel anyway and not elaborate on the deep details of the truth of the matter, what Bruce Lee was truly about. See, me, no clout chasing. Them, all clout chasing. Why? Because they're seeking views. They're not giving tribute. They're not giving an open response for the advocate of the truth of Bruce Lee and maybe the doubts of it, you know? I'm exploring both sides. Homeboy's pinpointing just the doubt so you get views and stuff like that. So if not, the guy wouldn't even bring him up. You know what I mean? If he was truly about the realness of himself, and if his weight could carry the views and the popularity on his own, he would not bring up anyone's name at all. You know what I mean? But when you offend people like that, you know what I mean, that are not alive, you're basically clout chasing, dog. Straight up. You know, there's no disrespect to anybody. It's just a trait that you got to recognize and apply toward people in your life. And now if you want to incorporate that clout chasing mentality in your life, go for it, bro. And hopefully you put the money for your kids and things like that, and to help them be a powerful inner person, strong inner being, and catapult the potential of their life with that money. If not, man, you're just basically selling your soul for nothing.